Hi, everyone. How you doing? My name is Matt Kozloski. I'm the VP of Professional Services at Winslow. I'm really excited today to present our Professional and Security Services Portfolio Update for 2020. So before we dive into what Winslow does and who we are, just want to kind of build a case for services. So when we're talking with customers and we have different events, inevitably, kind of services is our number one asked about topic. In some different studies that we've worked with Dell to pull up some info on, we find that customers experience things like 49% fewer technical support calls within the first 90 days versus doing a self-install. 72% of organizations say services help manage a spike in demand for IT expertise. 92% report reduced hands-on time for in-house admins. And interestingly enough, 80% think deployment services allow their staff to spend more time on things like innovation than just keeping the lights on. So today, I'm going to give you a little introduction about WTG, talk about our certifications and experience, talk about our team, and then go into some specifics around the services that we have to offer you. So first, who's WTG? So we're headquartered in Waltham, Massachusetts. We also have offices in New York City and Charlotte. We specialize in kind of the desktop and data center all the way to the cloud. So what does that mean? Desktop and data center solutions, so that's like your traditional server, storage, hyperconverged, backup, data protection, disaster recovery, and then end user compute like workstations, laptops, specialty monitors, tablets, the whole gamut there. Today, we're going to focus on our professional security portfolio. So what that is kind of design, installation, configuration, support, optimization, maintenance plans, training, project management, staff augmentation. And then we're going to touch on, but we actually have a full similar presentation about our cybersecurity portfolio, but we'll touch today on the range of consulting services and solutions that we have in the cybersecurity space. When it comes to cloud, as many of you know or will come to know, Winslow does specialize in different cloud solutions, whether they're private, public, hybrid, and even some modern things like infrastructure as code. Our kind of go-to-market and the way that we do this is by identifying kind of best-of-breed technology, really developing a deep understanding and expertise level with it, and bring that to our customers. I'm really proud of my team's kind of combined experience. So the team as a whole, we have over 100 years of combined professional services and delivery expertise. We have 3 on-staff VMware VCPs. We have 1, soon to be 2 VCDXs. We have 2 on-staff VCAPs. We have expertise in VMware VDI, Nutanix, of course. We have 3 on-staff NCPI and CS engineers. And then in the Dell technology portfolio, unmatched, right? We can do VxRail implementation, Dell EMC networking, Dell EMC compellent. And then to round out our security portfolio, we also have 2 on-staff CISSP individuals as well. At the end of the day, a lot goes into what we see as kind of a successful customer experience, successful, repeat customers, things of that nature. Whether it's training, project management, the solution engineering we put in, issue resolution, customer support, even our mentored service delivery approach. At the end of the day, our customer satisfaction is number one. I'll give you just a simple example of it. Every Monday morning at 9 o'clock, the entire company gets on the phone. And the first thing we talk about is any outstanding customer issues, whether it's something related to a project that we need to discuss, or maybe it's like a vendor issue, and we need to really push hard on an OEM and get service tickets escalated. So at the end of the day, customer sat is number one, and I think you'll see this as a theme throughout this presentation. I'm really proud of our PS team. So the team that we put together just love what they do. They've all been kind of sysadmins and engineers in kind of customer environments before, so they all get it, so to speak. But most importantly, we work hard, play hard, and the team is super passionate about what they do and technology. So let's talk a little bit about our services portfolio itself. So we have kind of three main service capabilities. So first, we have a full PMO, which is a project management office. We have our on-staff engineers, and then we've developed an ecosystem of trusted partners. One thing I do want to point out is Winslow does not, pretend to be everyone to everything. We prefer to take the approach where we develop deep expertise in the technologies we support, and we're really proud of that. So, if you ask us to just randomly install or configure, product ABC, we may not be able to do it, and we'll be upfront and tell you about that, or I'll lean on the ecosystem of trusted partners that we have. When it comes to our project management office, we've reinvented ourselves in this space, and it's something that I'm really excited about. We've taken like a modern agile-based approach, if people are familiar with agile methodology. The core values that we embrace for project management are customer engagement, technical excellence. We are, hypersensitive about internal and external collaboration with our customers and internal teams at Winslow and with our vendor contacts. We do things like have slightly relaxed scope that allows us to have, good flexibility in terms of when you get like a statement of work or, we get on site and there's something maybe related to a project that wasn't, necessarily uncovered in the scoping part. We're happy just to kind of do that as part of the project. We embrace simplicity as one of those core values. So, configure it, for example, just as much as it needs to be, but not over. And at the end of an engagement, our number one priority is customer satisfaction. Did we set out and do what we said we were going to do up front? And that also becomes our primary measure of success. And this is all managed, again, by our project management office and the project managers that we have on staff. When it comes to actual engagement models, we have 6. So we have project-based, we have staff augmentation, we can do time and material or block hour agreements, we can set up maintenance and support contracts, we can do customized training, and we have a whole portfolio of cybersecurity services and solutions. So we talk a little bit about the project-based approach. This is where we're doing a fixed price engagement. So our solution architects and PSEs work together with you to develop specific deliverables around an engagement. The benefits to a fixed price project engagement is kind of a static, predictable cost that's associated with a fixed scope. We also, though, can do time and materials-based project engagements, and in that case, the deliverable is time, and it's more of a consumption-based cost. There can be variability, in that area, of course, but some customers prefer that, and we like to offer both options. In any project-based engagement, we do, put together a statement of work that outlines what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. And we talked about the agile-based project management, which kind of is the wrapper around this. Some customers want us just to walk in, install, a Unity array, and then walk out, and that is perfectly fine. We're happy to do that. What we do prefer, though, is a mentored implementation. So while we're doing the install, configuration, and any knowledge transfer, that's taking place during the installation and not after. And what we believe there is, it leaves customers that we work with a solid understanding of how their environment, was configured, how it was set up. I remember when I was a customer, one of the things that just drove me nuts was if a consultant came in, installed something, kind of tossed the keys over, and then walked away. And at that point, you're like, okay, great. Hope the documentation was good. So we do believe in embrace that mentored implementation. Just kind of some sample projects that we can scope and work on. And this is by no means an exhaustive list. Kind of the sky's the limit. We're happy to talk with you about whatever you need. But everything from design and solution engineering to physical installation, integration services, data migration, routine maintenance. Maybe you have a data center move, some system optimization, different decommissioning of stuff. and even this. So if maybe you have a data center that's a spaghetti mess and you want us to walk in and clean it and neaten it up, we are more than happy to do that with you as well. Another mode that we talked about was staff augmentation. So this is an area where maybe you have a need for specific expertise in an application like ServiceNow, or Docker comes up a lot, or someone that you just need, an on-site person for 6 months to get you started with, embracing public cloud. There's a whole bunch of use cases for this, and we've developed a WTG network of contractors to lean on. We have, pretty flexible terms, usually starting with 6 months, and the contractor arrangements that we have are contract to hire. So there's an option to convert, which actually can save customers time, money, and hassle, because you can kind of have a try and buy approach versus the W-2. How many times have you interviewed someone? The interview went great, the references went great, but when that person, showed up on site, you're like, where's the person I interviewed? So W-2 a little tricky in that scenario, but if it's a contractor, not that we want that to happen, obviously, you have more flexibility there. And on the flip side, if everything goes really, really well, there's a conversion term that's favorable, especially compared to like placement fees and when you consider benefits and payroll tax, even for a 6-month period on a direct hire scenario. Our big value add in this space, because frankly, you could work with any staffing shop to bring you people, but our big value add here is we use our network, so we do candidate recruiting. We perform technical screening, so basically you give us your requirements, you give us the job description, and we'll take it from there. So you're not going to see a stack of unqualified resumes or someone who's in a different geography or doesn't meet your needs for whatever reason. We'll take care of all that, and then we're of course happy and routinely perform background checks and drug screening as well. Maybe you don't need a full-time person on staff, but you do want to leverage another organization's expertise. In that case, Winslow is more than happy to present like a block hour agreement. So this is a time and material type engagement where our deliverable is engineering time. And this is generally suited for what we'll call kind of routine support. So kind of, keeping the lights on, ongoing, issue investigation, remediation. Maybe you have a VDI environment that has like a performance or configuration problem you want someone to look at. Maybe you're, down someone, they're on maternity leave for a couple months and you want someone to come in and, kind of be a second set of eyes while that person's out. Those are all really great use cases to really leverage our expertise in this area. And you may find too that you have some, advanced configuration, support, data migration needs. All of that is generally best suited for the T&M or block hour agreement. Kind of moving up the stack, this is kind of a hybrid agreement. So we're able to provide our customers what we call a maintenance support contract. So what this does is this combines a series of proactive services. So we've developed checklists and operational best practices around much of the equipment that we resell, install, and kind of operate on an ongoing basis. And we're happy to provide these proactive services around that, where we're able to identify issues, perform different types of monitoring, have log reviews, check-ins, if you will. And then on maybe a quarterly basis, we're doing formal health checks with you. So those are like proactive in nature. So what happens when we discover an issue or, we say, hey, this patch needs to be applied, something along those lines? That falls into kind of a paired block of hours for us to take action, resolve those issues. And you, of course, could use those block hours for support requests as well. So we believe this kind of maintenance approach really helps our customers get out of the weeds of kind of like managing day-to-day things like VMware patches, stay current, stay up, especially for security needs, and just generally have overall peace of mind that someone's essentially co-managing your environment. I do want to be careful and point out that Winslow is not an MSP, so we're not like a managed service provider. We're not going to do an IT takeout or anything like that. That's not what we do. We're there more to provide just proactive services and supplement and co-manage the environment that you already have. We also offer customized training. So maybe you just, picked up a really nice like Nutanix cluster and you're like, wow, this is great. I'd love specific training from the person that installed it. We're happy to put together real-world engagements that are customized to your deployment, your staff. We believe that we can kind of skip the fluff that's involved in some of the training and just really deliver incredible value, because, we're going to skip the whole part about, mount the ISO image, create a bootable USB key, insert it in the, so you spend a whole day on that. And training kind of adds up in terms of dollars per person in that case. So we're, like I said, happy to put together a customized engagement that skips over the fluff and is catered and customized to your needs, your deployment, and your audience. I'm going to touch on the cybersecurity area. This is a huge area of focus for Winslow. All of our services and solutions are focused around the NIST cybersecurity framework, which has 5 families or functions: your identify, protect, detect, respond, and recover. Just some highlights of the services, and again, there's a whole kind of hour presentation we're more than happy to talk with you about as it pertains to this space, but we can do various assessments, whether it's NIST, HIPAA, some of the new CMMC stuff that's coming out. We can do cybersecurity awareness training, different levels of maintenance. We have a whole suite of protective technology and services. We're happy to offer MDR, incident response, and then different services around data protection and recovery. So you heard me talk about, Winslow not being everyone to everything, and I genuinely mean that. The engineers and the staff that we have are true experts in what they do. But what happens when, a customer has a need that's beyond our deep resources that we have on staff? This is where our ecosystem of trusted partners comes in. So, we go super deep with the internal resources we have, and then scale really wide with OEM or third-party services. And these services, include everything from network consulting, backup data protection, security, data management, cloud, backup, managed services, managed backup, and even asset disposition like asset destruction, secure data erasure, deployments, all things of that nature. I'm going to highlight 2 areas. So one is Tic Business Consultant. So Tic has been in business since 1989. This is a long-standing WTG relationship. They have industry-leading consultants in the Boston area. They're phenomenal at what they do. Some services that they offer are that MSP approach, so tech support, help desk. They can do network monitoring. Bread and butter to Tic is Office 365, Exchange migration support, and then SQL Server support. We can also combine these services with Winslow services. If you think back to that section where we talked about the prepaid support contracts and maintenance agreements. The other partner I'd like to highlight is Aerosoft Solutions. So on the data protection and backup side, Aerosoft offers a full range of data services that includes the Dell EMC portfolio, Commvault, Veeam, things of that nature. They really specialize in information availability with disaster recovery planning, data center resiliency planning, different types of assessments. Maybe you have some compliance needs and you want to have, e-discovery archiving capability. That's all stuff that we would bring Aerosoft in to help out with. They can do project managed services and even residencies if needed. So with that, I'm going to close out and say thank you and have a short Q&A. Again, I couldn't emphasize enough that the WTG difference is customer satisfaction. So that is our number one priority. You are our number one priority. My team has over 100 years of combined experience with industry-leading certifications. Everyone on my team comes from a real-world IT background, so they've been in your shoes. I've been in your shoes. Like, we get it. We have several engagement models, from the engineering expertise that we have, the full PMO, staff augmentation, that deep ecosystem of trusted partners I talked about. Because at the end of the day, we believe that, better technology combined with better services really delivers a better customer outcome. So with that, I'll say thank you and open it up to any Q&A. All right. If there aren't any questions, we can wrap up early. I do want to invite folks to send any questions or if something stood out that you want to explore further. That's awesome. Just shoot an email to webinars@winslowtg.com, and that way we capture that and get it routed to the appropriate person. Nothing else. I'll say thank you very much, and I hope you have a great day.